Derek, next up we've got Stenhousemuir, where a win should see us through. That's kind of best incentive there is, really, to win the game.
Yeah, obviously it's a one-off cup tie now. We know the situation before it. If we win, we should be through. Ideally, you'd want to get through as group winners, but Partick are in charge of that situation after the penalty shootout. And we know if we don't win it, then the likelihood is we're out, regardless of finishing second or not. So it's probably the way normal cup ties are played, and it's by come 4:45 we'll know if we're in it or out it, and the opportunity that is there for us being at home. We're now trying to find that level of performance that we know we're capable of. We still know exactly where we want to be, but we know we're good enough to win the game, albeit up against a Stenhousemuir team who have been very impressive. I need to say that. I watched them against Thistle and I thought they were unlucky to lose that game. Watched the game from the other night. Tony went and watched the game live on Tuesday, and he came back and he thought they were very strong performance. So it's not going to be straightforward. We've got our hands full and we've got a job to do Saturday, but if we do it well enough, hopefully we get the desired result.
You've also had success in this competition as a manager previously. Just how important is a cup run, obviously the fans, but also like the players and yourself, the management staff?
Well, it's our best chance of success, the cups, and we've seen clubs of similar size to Kilmarnock. Even our own club have won trophies here in the last 20-25 years a couple of times, and it shows what can be done. So I think it gives you an opportunity to get brilliant experience, be successful. It also gives a feel-good factor. Supporters love good cup runs. We've not had that over the last few years at the club, and it's important that we can generate money for the club. I think it's important that we try and see that as an opportunity. But I think professionally and for the players and the staff, we want to try and experience as many good times as possible. And if you get through the group stages, you're only 2 games away from Hampden, and that's the way you've got to look at it when you get into the cup competition. So I'm sure the supporters are no different to us. They would love to have a good cup run, and that's the intention. But we need to get out of the group first. If we can win Saturday, then being in the draw and see what brings us is all part of it. So at the minute, it might not feel to everybody. You look at the attendances across Scotland, it doesn't feel like a true cup competition, but we know once the season's up and running, and it will start to breathe more life into the cup competition, and it will start to feel proper again, and we've got to make sure we are part of that.
This week we've added Jordan, and then today we've also added Ryan. What is it you're hoping they'll bring to the squad over the course of the season?
Well, both at different stages. Obviously, Jordan's a player that's been here before, familiar to the supporters, had a really good spell here last time out. He's had varying degrees of experience since that, highs and lows. Probably didn't go perfect for him at Rangers. He had a very good loan spell at Sunderland, gets to move to Wigan on the back of that work, and it never worked out from there. So we're now just trying to find him a home to settle down, focus on us, play to his level, and hopefully we can help him have a successful season, and but he can also help us in what we're trying to do. I think both players bring real speed. Jordan brings that added creativity, and he can play in 2 or 3 positions for me, and regardless of what system we play. And having that ball carrying threat is important to any team. Ryan, at the other end of his career, just starting out, had a good loan at Crewe last season. He's good size and moves well. He's got real pace about him, good athleticism, and part of his learning and development, being an Arsenal player, is now going to be in a Kilmarnock shirt. So we're looking forward to working with him, giving that platform to go and showcase himself. But at the same time, like I want any of our loan players, is I want them to buy in and feel like a Kilmarnock player, and try and put their shoulder to the wheel and try and do all they can to make it a successful campaign for us. But both players have got that added threat of speed, which we felt that the team needed.
With Curtis going out on loan, we've also brought in Gary Woods. That's someone that can add some experience to the squad.
Yeah, probably a combination really of Zach's injury as well, and we were keen to get young Curtis a good loan and get him some games, so he'll remain with us training through the week, so we can keep tabs on him there, but we can also keep a check on him and watch him playing competitive first team football. So a good opportunity for Curtis. That, along with injury, allows us to go and get Gary Woods in, a player who I knew from my time at Aberdeen. He was a brilliant number 2 for us there, really pushed Big Joe Lewis for over a period of time and showed he's a capable goalkeeper when given the opportunity. So with Zach's injury, it's a real opportunity for Sam, and we're grateful that we've got such a good goalkeeper, and adding another good goalkeeper in Gary can only strengthen that department.
And how is the rest of the squad looking going into the weekend then?
We were hopeful for trying to get 1 or 2 back. I think 1 or 2 have got a better chance. We've got 7 players out, which is far from ideal. Only 1 or 2 are maybe significant enough to rule them out for next week. Blair Alston's starting to do some work now, and hoping he can get him back into training. Chris Stokes, we're hoping, is making a bit of progress now, and hoping to get him back into training before too long. Kyle, Lafferty, Fraser Murray, Liam Donnelly will be touch and go for the weekend. Hopefully we can maybe get one of them involved, but I think all 3 should be okay for next week. And Zach and Scott Robinson are now a bit longer term.